And a very good day, everybody. It is indeed Sunday, April the 20th, 2025. It is 4:11 p.m. Eastern Canadian Time. And we are here in Côte-Saint-Luc, the Côte-Saint-Luc sector, Côte-Saint-Luc borough of Montreal, Canada. Here is the Côte-Saint-Luc shopping center, a very old little mall here. And this is, of course, Côte-Saint-Luc Boulevard. And we're going to do a walk sort of to the west here a bit, and then we're going to walk south on West Broadway. And very beautiful day today. Temperature is about 10 degrees Celsius, I'd say. I thought it was 20 degrees. It felt like a little bit higher than 10 degrees. I thought somewhere I had seen it was 20 degrees, but indeed it is around 10 degrees Celsius. And yeah, so doing this walking video because I don't think I've really done any recent walking videos in this part of Montreal recently. And I will give a shout out to Liam and Pinhead, a couple of transit buddies who live around here. And we're going to be coming up here to St. Ignatius Street, and we're going to cross here, and then what we're going to do is we're going to walk a little bit more westbound, and then when we reach West Broadway, that's when we're going to walk south, and we're going to conclude our walk at Montreal West train station, or Montreal West. So should be a nice little walking video. Very beautiful day to do a walking video. And it's Easter Sunday for those of you that celebrate. And I'll show you guys here another view of the Côte-Saint-Luc shopping center. And there's a lot of train tracks around here. Sometimes you will see some freight trains over where this underpass is here. And we'll wait for our light here to turn to the walk signal. Yeah, so the Côte-Saint-Luc neighborhood, very mixed neighborhood, sort of mostly English, very large Jewish population here. And as I said, pretty mixed overall, different cultures and whatnot. This is where one of my favorite places are for picking up a certain food, and that is Mr. Patty. If you ever been to Mr. Patty, one of my favorite places. If you like Jamaican patties, that's the place to try. So what we're going to do, we're going to be walking, I think it's the last street down here. And then we're going to turn, as I said, onto West Broadway. And this is Doherty Street. Street that we just passed right here is McMahon, Avenue McMahon. And there's a lot of these old, large apartment complexes here. Been here for decades. Thinking of doing a live stream once I get to Montreal West. Maybe live stream a bus ride or something. We'll see. And coming up here is O'Brien, Avenue O'Brien. Sort of an Irish, Scottish name. You can see these street signs have City of Montreal flower on them. So West Broadway should take us right down to Sherbrooke. And then at Sherbrooke, I think we just have to walk a little bit and we'll reach the Montreal West bus terminus here in Côte-Saint-Luc. So here's West Broadway coming up. I see the sign already. Zoom in here to show you. There it is, West Broadway. And well, look at this. We got the 102 bus here going by. One of the local routes, 102 Summerled. And that's a, what is that? A 2011 Nova bus, LFS. Maybe we'll cross over. And I've said this a couple of times in my previous walking videos. You can always tell how old a neighborhood is or a street just by looking at the trees and looking at the size of the trees and how thick the trunk is and how tall the trees are. And well, it speaks for itself. Look how old these trees are. Probably almost 100 years old, I wouldn't be surprised. And here's what your typical houses look like on these streets here. Sort of regular, different duplexes, townhouses, and a lot of them have 2 floors, 2 stories. So this probably was a tree that had died or was sick and they cut it down. They'll probably replant a new one. And that's the thing, I mean, during windstorms and whatnot, imagine how dangerous it could be with these old trees. And I think this is one of the areas in Montreal that has the most blackouts, power disruptions. All kinds of birds out. There's a beautiful bird feeder. Always a nice thing to have. Not sure how long the walk's going to be, maybe 20 minutes or so. Pretty soon it'll be yard sale, garage sale season. You'll see people outside selling old stuff on the streets. You can see too how the trees have kind of curved around the wires. And you could tell spring is here because we got these beautiful buds starting to sprout here. Leaves are starting to grow here on the bushes. A very beautiful, positive sign. And here's Chester Avenue. Now what's interesting, if you look at the street sign, so we have here, look, we have Chester and it has the City of Montreal flower. And we have West Broadway, doesn't have any, well, it used to have one, you can kind of see it. But if you go on this side of the street, check out the street sign here. Another old one. Try to zoom in here. There you have it. So it's always cool to see different styles of street signs. Sometimes the same street will have different style of street sign depending on what part of the street you're on. Maybe we'll get a new flyer. I'm trying to think for maybe for the live stream I'll do a new flyer ride. I don't know if there's any running today. Is that one way down there in the distance? Looks like one. Might be. Yeah, definitely a new flyer. So we do have new flyers out today. I haven't really filmed a proper ride on one yet. I have a couple of short rides and did a live stream on a new flyer, but never really did an actual long ride on one. So maybe we'll do that today. We'll see. So if any of you viewers out there live in this neighborhood, Côte-Saint-Luc or around here, let me know your stories and memories and experiences. Yeah, it's quite the walk, but definitely good for if you want to get your steps in, your exercise in for the day. Another huge tree here. Look at this. This is it's like a pine tree or something, coniferous pine tree, evergreen. Another one down there. Old fire hydrant. And here are different bird calls too. So many beautiful bird species out and about. So yeah, we're walking south as I mentioned before. There's two homes that are pretty much similar to each other. I like the old stone here. Old-fashioned stones. Pretty cool to see. It's not really cookie cutter homes here. They're all pretty much unique. And by cookie cutter I mean whether it's houses or train stations. This expression cookie cutter means, well, they're all the same. It's like taking a cookie cutter and cutting out pieces of dough. It's all the same. Sort of like the REM stations. You can argue are cookie cutter stations. Sort of all look the same compared to the metro stations, which are all unique. So you'll see this on a lot of trees, as I was mentioning earlier. This means the tree is either dead or sick, has to be cut down. Another one here, and the reason for that is, well, not just because they're old, but also because we have the ember ash beetle. So a beetle that feeds off of, I think these are ash trees as well, that basically go into the tree and eat the innards of the tree. And obviously it's considered a pest, and I guess they're trying to eradicate it as best they can. The emerald ash borer, it's called, or borer. Emerald ash beetle. Emerald ash beetle. I think that's the name of it. So here's Fielding. So we're here on West Broadway and Fielding. Yeah, I've been seeing this a lot. I do not know who Trainman is. If anyone knows who Trainman is, let me know. Vote Trainman. I don't know, man. It's somebody that's in the trains. So yeah, this is Fielding. This one's East-West Street. It's an avenue. Avenue basically is like a street, I guess. I don't know the technical terms between avenue and street. Boulevard, I'm pretty sure, is larger than a street or avenue. Like de Maisonneuve Boulevard, Côte-Saint-Luc Boulevard. Somebody going through the recycling, collecting cans. Sounds like a chickadee. Beautiful. They're so small, the chickadees are hard to see. Oh, there he is. Two of them. Try to zoom in a bit for you guys. Oh. So there's the 102 coming back now. That's 2020 Nova Bus, actually the 51 2020 Nova Bus. So now that we're past fielding, it should be relatively close. I mean, another 10, 15 minutes or so. There's another 51 coming this way. Another 2020 Nova Bus, LFS. Let's put the wide angle camera on for a bit. Get a bigger view, wider view. Just saw a cardinal, beautiful red cardinal. Seeing some robin redbreasts, chickadees, sparrows, you name it. Some finches. There's the 102 now coming. I think that's the one we just saw earlier, at the beginning of the video. Yeah, that's the one there. 2011 Nova Bus LFS. An old car there. Shadow. And looks like a bike path. Yeah, there's a bike path on the street, which is nice. Maybe if I get a Bixie rack on the way, maybe we'll bike part way for the rest of the trip. I don't know if there's any around here. Oh, we got some crows now joining the party. And we are now on Summerled. Zoom in here to show you. There you go, Summerled. Not summer as in the season, but SOMER-LED. There's the 105. What's it doing here? Must be heading to the I don't know what the 105 is doing on this street. Maybe taking a detour. Oh, look at this house here, eh? Hey, that's incredible. Wonder how old this house is. It has those old stones, old architecture. Amazing. There's a 2017 Nova Bus LFS hybrid. So what we're coming up to now, I think, is the Loyola campus of Concordia University. That's what that building is, you can see there in the distance. as we're very close to Sherbrooke. Now we got another 51. 51 is a frequent bus route. That's why we're seeing so many of them. I love the blue and white fence. Got some flowers here, starting to sprout. Some more buds. So a nice little walk that was here on West Broadway. Though I'm wondering why it's called West Broadway. There's no East Broadway. And the street actually goes north to south, south to north. It's a north-south street. There's Loyola Church right there. I think it's a Catholic church. And we got the advance polls open up today for the Canadian election. That's what this is here. Elections Canada. So that's for the advance polls. If you want to vote early before the election, you can do it. There you have it. Yeah, there it is, Loyola Church. I like the architecture of that, different levels of glass. It says St. Ignatius or St. Ignatius of Loyola. Well, of course, yeah, I think, almost took a tumble there. Wouldn't be the first time. Alright, so there's the Concordia Loyola campus. Right there. Classrooms, library. I think there's a greenhouse up there. So it says we're almost 22, 23 minutes in. Well, that's including, the thing is I split the video into two. When I got to Côte-Saint-Luc Boulevard waiting for the light to change, I started a new video because I had to check the map. I'm probably about 23 minutes in now. So if you like these walking videos, definitely many more to come. Hit the like button, of course. Subscribe, turn on your notification bells. As we approach Sherbrooke Street on this lovely, beautiful, sunny Sunday afternoon, 4:36. So I started the video at 4:11. It's 4:36. About 25 minutes. Try to find a new flyer. There's a 105. Oh, the street's closed here. That's why there's the 105 taking these detours. So that means Montreal West Station, Montreal West Terminus, may not be open. I don't know. We'll have to see. So here's Sherbrooke Street, right here. Specifically Sherbrooke Street West, because Sherbrooke Street is so long, goes all the way from the east end to this area. Oh yeah, looks like they're digging up the infrastructure. There's a couple of, there's 41-002, second bus of the 2021 Nova Bus series. Pretty cool. Alright guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. So anyways, thanks for watching everyone, and as always, if you like what you see, hit the like button, subscribe, turn on your notification bells. As always, more videos to come. Have a good day everybody.